Oh, there you are, silly. Hey, little buddy. Hi, silly. Hey, silly. Hey, silly goose. What you eating this time of year? Oh, you're eating in the moss. What are you eating in the moss? Oh, the little tiny green things, huh? We've had a couple of days of rain, so it's warmed up and things are thawed out. So just take a look at the temperature in the seaweed pile here. And it is just above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's dropped down about 10 degrees. So I thought it was interesting. We've had a bunch of days in a row where it's been well below freezing. And this kale is looking, this Italian kale is still looking fine. Scarlet kale has a lot of rotted tops. All I would need to keep this going through the winter is some polylow tunnels or whatever. We do get like a couple weeks usually in the wintertime where it'll be in the teens. More normally it's kind of, you know, hovering around freezing, below freezing. So next winter, man, I'm gonna have my own kale. That's the plan. I kind of like to get this little mesh fence down around here. So I decided to chop all that kale down, and I just chopped it all the way down to the ground because the roots will hold the soil a little bit. And I've got kind of a decent little seaweed mulch on there anyway. I just don't want the deer to kind of get used to thinking, oh, yummy, that garden sure has yummy stuff in it. Although they're probably smart enough to know that already anyway. And I don't even know if they could jump that 6-foot mesh fence, even if they wanted to get in there. I don't know if in the future I'm gonna actually, you know, take the mesh fence down every winter. But I just wanted to do it this winter because it's gonna be a totally different configuration. That fence is going to come all the way over to where I'm at and go around here. I've got that kale piled up over in the corner there. I was just up at the post office giving them a couple of pieces ID because every year we get a free post office box, everybody in town, because we don't have any postal service. Yeah. Gotta take a look at the water. There's the sticking in. They're building out. There's Elephant's Nose. Tide is high. So I'm back at the house. We're pretty lucky because everything behind us is forest, but it's only a 10-minute walk approximately to downtown, so that's pretty cool. It's only sprinkling out, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and shovel some dirt and sand since everything's thawed out. But I won't put you guys through me shoveling all that. We're not gonna get seaweed until Saturday on the weekend is kind of the plan. There hasn't been as much seaweed out there as it has been in past years, so we've been kind of a little scraping along. I've actually only gotten 3 truckloads of seaweed so far. I need more. I came out here to dump a load of dirt, and guess who I found out here? Eating the kale that I just pulled out and brought over here yesterday. There's a little body. Tyler was saying something about their stomachs change or whatever, so that in the wintertime they can start eating like twigs and stuff like that, and then it's not really good for them to eat like other stuff. But I see it, they're still eating some little green stuff, so they're probably fine. Oh, what's that? Look at those big ears. I like watching the deer. I hadn't been seeing as many of them out. I like kale too, buddy. You can eat all that insect frozen stuff though. The kale I'm getting from, it's coming from California, you can believe it. And it's got aphids. So I'm going to try and wash off aphids. Next winter, I've got to have my own kale here all winter. Hey, buddy. I like you. You're so, oh, look at that. Dig in. Salad. Dig in, buddy. Oh, so funny. But she sure is fluffy. Fluffy. I wish I could wander around outside without any clothes on and be warm. That'd be so cool. And then I could just like eat whatever's around me and be like, no problem. That'd be so cool. It'd be a little bit boring though. I would eat the same thing. But if you didn't know like all the other delicious things you could eat, then like skunk cabbage would be like, oh my gosh, skunk cabbage is so awesome. Yum. Oh boy. Okay guys, I'm done with the deer. Okay. Back to moving dirt. I was able to get soil topped off over the top of the rotted seaweed in these rose beds. So I'm pretty happy about that. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to get some sand on top here. Okay, so I'm pretty excited. I got that soil out to the raised beds last night, and I'm gonna get a bunch of sand out there, and then I'm gonna call that project done for real this time. And I just wanted to say I'm throwing everything in there like I have been, but I wouldn't recommend somebody filling their raised beds in that way. You might want to take a look at my video where I filled the raised beds in the greenhouse right there. That was probably a better program. I did throw that rotted seaweed layer and then had kind of a nice soil mixture on the top of it, and the basil ended up really loving that. But I've just been kind of taking advantage of what can I get done and what can I throw in there, and I'll probably in the spring mix it all together and see how it goes. So projects coming up, a bunch of boring little chore stuff. I want, as long as I can and the weather allows me, I'm gonna keep moving soil and sand over to my berry patch. Pull down this fence, maybe get the fence post in the center out, and just keep doing things like that. We have a forecast for snow next week, but they've been forecasting snow forever and it just never happens. So we'll see if that happens. The other thing I've been doing, which I'm super excited about, ever since I did that Should Vegans Eat Organic Food video, I've been looking into doing a bunch of research on that stuff, and I got into watching field crop farming, which I don't know anything about because I've been focusing, just on my thing, little market gardening, subsistence farming, gardening sort of thing. And so I've been watching this one channel a lot, and it is just fascinating. So I'm thinking about doing another kind of follow-up video on, what does it really look like to do conventional farming versus organic farming. Okay, so I just took a few minutes to get some sand on here. I'm gonna rake it out over the top and call that good. But I think I'm also going to try and rake out some of these ruts because when we get the greenhouse over here, which is another project we're planning to do this winter with Tyler's help, get a greenhouse over this. And so yeah, I kind of want to rake out these ruts before it freezes. All done.
Okay guys, we're going around the corner here. We're on one of our corner clay hill fields here. It's a terrace field. And we're doing the final pass